In our previous video, we did a top 5 rides of Paris Disney. But in this one, we're going to give you a more detailed walkthrough of Paris Disney itself. We want to take you to the different rides, what you can look for, little tips along the way, as well as, to be honest, just to share the fun.
Fun rating of Aladdin.
0.
Disneyland Paris was the final Disney for our family to visit. We've already visited the rest of the parks around the world, and I have to admit, I thought this park was going to be exactly the same as the other parks. Of course, obviously, French was going to be spoken, but I thought everything else was going to be the same. How wrong I was. Paris Disney is split up into 4 different worlds, just like the rest of the parks. Discoveryland, Fantasyland, Adventureland, and Frontierland. There's a Main Street USA straight down the middle, which has obviously got its food, as well as different ways leading to the central castle. And over the next couple of days, we're going to be exploring all of those lands and sharing that with you. There's some things along the way I expected, some things along the way I must admit I couldn't stand, but there's also some of those little magical moments that we'll never forget.
You ready?
Yeah.
We're staying at the Disneyland Hotel right next door to Disneyland.
Our hotel is just there. The entrance.
Now, it's not cheap, but the perks are outstanding. We were able to walk out the front door and get our own line into the park. We had priority access. We had early access. We practically just walked out of our hotel and walked straight in every single day of the park.
Special guest.
And the best thing about it is you get access to the characters, access to different things that people not staying in the park don't have access to. What we'll do is we'll record a separate video and put it into the actual description if you're interested. But I can highly recommend it because it does make the holiday so much easier. Now, when you get into the park, we always bypass Main Street, primarily because everyone goes down there and everyone funnels down to get photos of the castle, which we always leave to the end. There's a small little-known arcade on the right-hand side of Main Street which allows you to pass all of the actual crowds going towards the castle and make your way to the back of the park so we could start our very first ride. Now, what I thought is I would get my most hated ride out of the way first. Can you guess what it is?
Okay, we've got to do it once. Here we go, Sam. Let's get this over as fast as we can. You don't like it either. Anyway, let's get on it. Oh, the music is already on. Everyone, it's a small world.
Your mum's getting scared.
Now, for some of you who haven't been on It's a Small World, primarily what it is a whole lot of animatronic dolls singing from all different parts of the globe. It's a small boat ride and you slowly but surely drift through the different parts of the world. This It's a Small World is the best It's a Small World that I've ever gone on in any of the parks. But it's time to get this ride over and done with.
Fundameter out of 10. It's a
0.
small world. 0. You got to give it more than that. The last room was good. You give it 1 out of 10.
I give it a 4.
A 4. All right. Caleb gives it a 4.
I'll give it a 4.
You give it an 8.
I'll give it a 4.
You give it a 4. Okay, 4 out of 10 on the Fundameter. Well, hopefully, mate, we're going to try and get the Haunted Mansion, but Brianna's got the map. She's leaky, so we're going to try and work our way around. We'll get to the Haunted Mansion eventually, don't worry. Phantom Manor, baby.
The Haunted Mansion ride is something I always look forward to. I was very disappointed with the movie, but this ride never disappoints.
You're going to be okay, mate. Here we go. There's a ghost sitting on that.
Now, Sammy really doesn't like scary movies. I'm the first to admit that when something scary comes up, both Sam and I are usually the ones who put our heads under the blankets.
Try not to scream challenge, alright? Try not to scream challenge starts now.
Now, the whole ride is a drift through the mansion as you experience all different types of ghostly effects.
See the ghost? Which one? Are they dancing? They are dancing. What the hell was that?
But to be honest, it's actually more fun than scary.
He took his head off.
And the ride in Paris is certainly a lot different than Orlando. It's a lot longer, it's a lot more detailed, but in the end,
de facétieux revenants ont interrupté leur tour.
And what did you give that out of 10?
4.
4 out of 10?
Wasn't even scary.
Wasn't scary at all. All right. So we're going to try and get Sammy across to Peter Pan or Pinocchio. We've got guide Brianna take us around.
Brianna actually is our family coordinator. She coordinates all our dinners as well as our outings and so on. We have a star rating for her.
Map girl, solid 4.
She's normally exceptionally good at this, but then she recommended we go on the Aladdin ride.
Everyone needs room for improvement.
That's when it fell apart.
Passage Enchant Aladdin, I think it's called. All right, here we go.
As soon as we walked in the door, Brianna tried to backtrack.
No. We're committed, Brianna. We're committed to the Aladdin ride.
Now the ride, if I can call it that, was just a walking tour through different windows of different parts of Aladdin.
Is that it? Is that it? Samuel, quick. Fun rating of Aladdin.
0.
Brianna. Good find, Brianna. Good find. No, sweetheart. Tick. We've done it. Well done, sweetheart. We don't know where we're going. How we get lost in such a small park, I don't know, but we're lost.
So now, of course, the only way was up, but unfortunately, not by much.
We're going to be doing Pinocchio, buddy.
Getting Sam to get onto Pinocchio was tough because he really didn't know what to expect. And I could feel him yawning at the front. There were a couple of moments that jumped out.
Scare me after death, you bastard.
In the end, it was cute. We're glad we did it. But
Samuel.
1.
1 out of 10. Okay, gotcha.
it was lunchtime and the actual weather was starting to roll in.
We're going to be having hot dogs at Casey's for breakfast.
So we thought it was the best idea for us to get in there early so we could get a seat. We thought we'd go and get some hot dogs, and they weren't too bad, but goodness me, they were expensive. The only thing I'd say is that the rush for actual lunch starts at around about 12:15. So we got in just before 12 o'clock to avoid the rush to get a seat, because the last thing we wanted to do was to be eating a hot dog in the rain.
How many euros did it cost for 4 hot dogs? Sweet here. And then convert that into Australian. How many? 60 euro? 60 euro, okay. How many euro for you?
121.
Okay. 75 euros, so $150 Australian for 4 hot dogs.
Eat slowly.
Brianna was still starving after lunch, which is nothing unusual, so we had to buy some popcorn. And obviously we wanted to do a little bit differently, so we bought her a popcorn purse. Or at least that's what we called it.
Fresh popcorn is salty. Salty! We lucked it. Got a very expensive popcorn, exactly the right time. We're off to Peter Pan, so we needed something to eat in the line, to be honest. Let's see if the girls notice.
I don't need hangry Brianna.
It's fresh popcorn. Little known fact that Brianna actually wants to be a princess who actually gets paid to dress up at Disney. It's her dream to be a princess here, an actual princess. So she's taking so many photos, can you tell?
Now that lunch was done and Brianna had her popcorn, the only thing I wanted to get from Main Street was a Mickey Choc Top ice cream that they didn't sell anywhere. The only thing I could find that possibly resembled something about Mickey was a cookie. So we thought we'd line up and give him a shot.
Mickey cookies, Brianna. Tell me whether it was worth the €4, $8. $8 cookie, come on. Brianna doesn't like the cookie. What's wrong with it? Everything? Let me have a try. It feels alright, so let's have a look. Sweet. It's like a cake icing.
Yeah,
It's not cookie. It's icing. Yeah, not bad. Can't turn the cookie. Oh, she's sweet.
That's
Too good though. It's not too bad.
So after the cookie, Caleb decided he wanted to go shopping and he wanted to buy something special for his sister. So Caleb bought Brianna's favourite character, Mike Wazowski.
Oh, that's so cute.
No, a one of a kind.
The next ride I had to drag Sammy on, because I don't even think he's seen the movie. And after Pinocchio, it was a hard sell.
Is it Snow White? What does that mean? Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Sam.
For my roller coaster mad little boy, I think this ride's going to be a hard
Ready,
sell.
go for it, Sam.
Mate, this is max speed.
No, it's not.
It is, it's max speed.
The journey through the story of Snow White was certainly cute, but there was a problem. Now, I don't even think Sammy's even seen the movie, so it was a little bit difficult for me to explain to Sammy the relevance of all the characters. It was certainly cute, it was certainly well done, but in the end...
Worth it? Absolutely not.
Wasn't worth it? What do you mean?
5.5.
Five. You got that. You gave that 5.5 out of 10. So that was better than Pinocchio.
Yeah.
Going back a little bit later, we thought the lines would get a little bit less, but unfortunately, that didn't happen. The one thing we did do is we wanted to get to Peter Pan, our final ride. We actually walked through the castle in the centre of the park. And there's parts of the castle that I didn't know were going to be part of a walk-through ride. It did obviously have the typical a sword out of the stone, but there's so many different areas that you can look at, including a dragon under the castle. So definitely don't forget to drop by, but pick when you do it like we did, or there'll be heaps of people there.
Final ride of the last 3 days for him to judge. Peter Pan. There it is, everyone. The final ride of our holiday and the final Funometer. Can you tell me before we end, what has been your best ride at Disney?
Avengers.
Avengers?
Second is Star Wars. Avengers.
First one is Avengers. So Avengers was the best?
Yeah,
Star
that was
Wars
awesome.
was the second. All right, buddy. What's the worst ride you've been on?
It's a small world.
Good one.
Now, Sam has seen Peter Pan, so we were able to explain to him the whole ride was about going on Captain Hook's pirate ship, where you get to fly through the journey, fly through the story of Peter Pan. Coming up to some parts, he actually had a lot of fun, but I have to admit he was expecting, I think, a lot more drops than just cuteness.
I think we're making it to Neverland, I think. Oh, yeah.
It's a little bit of a family tradition. We always go on Peter Pan, and I think we always will. But in the end, what did Sam think of it?
I see you, mermaids. Is that worth it, Sam?
No.
Final rating of the holiday, what was that? That was a 2 out of 10.
It wasn't the best way to end the day off at Disneyland. But if you want to see more information about Disneyland in Paris, the Disneyland Hotel, Disneyland Studios, or any of our other videos, please do hit that subscribe button or the video that's just here.
Ready, go.